An apple falling from a tree, a simple moment that changed the way we understand the universe. But the man behind this revolution lived a life full of struggle, genius, and discovery. This is the story of Sir Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton was born on Christmas Day, December 25, 1642, in the small village of Woolsthorpe, Lincolnshire, England. His father had died just 3 months before his birth, and his mother soon remarried, leaving young Isaac to be raised by his grandmother. From the very beginning, Newton was a frail and sickly child. Few believed he would even survive infancy. But what he lacked in physical strength, he made up for in an insatiable curiosity. As a boy, he spent hours building mechanical toys, windmills, and sundials, always fascinated by how things worked. At the age of 12, Newton was sent to the King's School in Grantham, where he lodged with an apothecary. There, he discovered a fascination for chemistry, drawing, and small experiments. Still, Newton was not considered an extraordinary student at first, often more interested in tinkering with inventions than memorizing his lessons. In 1661, he entered Trinity College, Cambridge. The university still focused on ancient philosophy, but Newton sought out the works of modern scientists like Copernicus, Kepler, Galileo, and Descartes. His mind was hungry for answers the traditional curriculum did not provide. But just 2 years later, disaster struck. The Great Plague swept through England, forcing the university to close its doors. Newton returned to Woolsthorpe for what became a 2-year isolation, and these years changed everything. During his time away from Cambridge, Newton developed the foundations of calculus, experimented deeply with light and optics, and began forming his theory of gravity. According to legend, one day he watched an apple fall from a tree. He began to wonder, was the same force pulling the apple down also acting on the moon and the planets? This question would define his life's work. When Newton returned to Cambridge in 1667, his brilliance was undeniable. At just 27 years old, he became a professor of mathematics. His studies in optics led him to invent the reflecting telescope, which used mirrors instead of lenses to avoid image distortion. This invention caught the attention of the Royal Society of London, bringing Newton into the spotlight. But fame also brought conflict. He engaged in heated debates, particularly with Robert Hooke, who challenged his findings. Newton disliked confrontation, yet he defended his work with fierce determination. In 1687, with the encouragement of astronomer Edmund Halley, Newton published his masterpiece, Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, the mathematical principles of natural philosophy. In this monumental work, Newton explained the laws of motion and universal gravitation. For the first time in history, humanity understood that the same force that made an apple fall to the ground was also guiding the moon in its orbit and controlling the dance of the planets. Newton's achievements went far beyond science. He served as a member of Parliament, later became Warden of the Royal Mint, and was even knighted by Queen Anne in 1705, becoming Sir Isaac Newton. In his later years, he explored the mysteries of alchemy, delved into theology, and remained deeply curious about the nature of reality. Despite his fame, he lived simply, never marrying, dedicating his life entirely to study. On March 20, 1727, at the age of 84, Sir Isaac Newton passed away. He was buried with great honor in Westminster Abbey, among England's most revered figures. Newton once said, "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." Yet, for centuries since his death, it has been Newton himself who became the giant, lifting modern science to new heights. His laws of motion and gravity shaped our understanding of the universe for generations. He bridged the gap between the ancient and modern worlds, forever changing how humanity sees its place in the cosmos. And it all began with the fall of an apple.